Salutations everyone, this is Razor here giving you guys some Domination gameplay on the map Standoff, using not so much the Diamond DSR here as I am the Tac-45 pistol. That is my main means of getting me some killing, and going over to the B flag here and getting one bursted by the SWAT across the map in the window. You know, you gotta be, wary of that happening. And I just don't really use the pistol that much here. I'm not sure how or when I make these decisions in my head, but I do get assist from a Tac-45 here. Like I've said before, the Tac-45 is, in my opinion, the best pistol in the game to use as a primary, and the 5.7 is the best pistol to use in the game as a secondary. I mean, I know people love the B23R and the Cap 40 because they're not semi-automatic, they're burst and fully auto respectively. But for me, I like to keep my pistols, for the most part, in good old semi-auto mode. It's just that, what I'm used to. Not to knock the B23 or the Cap 40. I've used both those pistols a good amount as well. It's just usually I only use the B23R when I'm sniping, so I can use that as my secondary. Just for panic situations, B23R kills much faster in most situations than, say, the TAC or the 5.7. But the 5.7 is definitely the most versatile of the pistols when it comes to just the magazine size it has, the recoil, the iron sights. It's just all a great package. But the TAC-45, I mean, if you could put an attachment on a pistol, then the TAC-45 is definitely going to fill in the gap between itself and the 5.7. Of course, I got extended clip on here. I don't really know what developers are thinking when they design the pistols. Like, what do they have in mind for the pistols to be? Because the game balance that I like is to be able to use whatever gun I want as a primary, and that be an okay option. And you could, that's usually, and in the modern Call of Duties, that's usually been a pretty, pretty easy thing to do. Um, COD 4, really, you had to use a primary if you wanted to be successful, and the same thing at World at War. But in Modern Warfare 2, the pistols are pretty darn good. You could get Kimbo USP 45s, you get the M9, the Raffica was a beast, as you all know. A lot of people putting on that Raffica on red dot. It's like a pocket M16, pretty much. And you could akimbo that as well. The G18s were super fun and useful, not OP and not useless, unlike pretty much all the other fully auto pistols have been described by the majority of people since the G18. I don't think many people thought the G18 was too strong or too weak, but when you take a look at the G18 from Modern Warfare 3, it is not so good. You can't akimbo it, or no, you could. I forget what you. No, you could. You could in Modern Warfare 3. It's just it wasn't a very good option. It had a lot of recoil. Didn't do very much damage. It just wasn't that good of a gun. And here in Black Ops 2, we got the Cap 40, which a lot of people feel is too strong, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I don't find the weapon to be too strong. It can be very annoying, and is one of those finicky weapons that sometimes it seems like it'll kill you in 2 bullets from a pretty decent range, and that can be frustrating. But I don't feel that it's too strong of a gun when you compare it to say all the other SMGs in the game, which is what the Cap 40 kind of acts like, but with more recoil and a smaller magazine. I don't feel that it's too. I don't feel like it's too strong of a weapon. Get a nice little feed going there, and they get taken out. But this dude running around with an RPG. I mean, I'm all up for using whatever weapon you want as a primary and doing just fine with it. But an RPG. Oh my god, those guys are so annoying. I understand. People. Will use that RPG or whatever for the camos and stuff, so they can get diamond launchers or whatever. But man, there's so many people. And this was pretty big in Modern Warfare 3, more so than in any of the other CODs. People just running around with a small rocket or an RPG and just fucking you up. They're so annoying. They aren't effective. They're really easy to kill, but man, are they annoying. It's really frustrating going up against those RPG guys. And I felt like in the past month, there's been more than usual. But of course, that's just random chance. Obviously, there's probably not any real correlation to this pattern. But I digress. Talking about pistols here, right? Um, So in Black Ops 1, pistols were not so good. And this was definitely one of the first things that we noticed in Black Ops because we're coming off Modern Warfare 2, where pistols were stronger than they had ever been before in any of the previous CODs. The TMP excluded. A lot of people forget about the TMP, which was really, really shitty. That was a really annoying gun to get 500 kills with for that title, but I got it. And wasn't very good. I mean, comparatively, if you compare it to like guns from Black Ops 1 or even some of the pistols in Modern Warfare 3, not so bad. But when it comes to all the other pistols in Black Ops or Modern Warfare 2, it definitely lagged behind for the you know majority of the time. You just want to go into free for all, find a terminal lobby, and that was basically your best chance of getting some good TMP gameplay. Ooh, hip fire right there. But the Black Ops 1 had terrible pistols, comparatively. M1911 and the Makarov were identical in every way possible, except I think the Makarov had a better hip fire, so that was a better choice for Akimbo. I believe that was the only difference. All the magazine size, it's the way attachments handled with it, the rate of fire, the damage, and the multipliers. That was all the same. So those guns were pretty useless. The ASP was the fastest firing, had the fastest fire rate, which is why I used it as my secondary most of the time, because it's just a nice, fast, easy swap, and I can just pat, 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 put a few rounds into someone to finish them off, or whenever I ran out of ammo, because Scavenger wasn't as useful because of the way that the perks were handled. And then the CZ75 had, of course, the largest magazine, and you could put a fully auto attachment on that, although it wasn't very useful. But still, extended mags was, the way to go with the CZ75. And the Python, the revolver, of course, the last good revolver that we've had in the COD series. Haven't had a good high-powered pistol since then. Um, was pretty good. It took a little bit of getting used to because of how great the Magnum 44 was in Modern Warfare 2, but the Python came into its own, and I think I now prefer it more than the Magnum 44, but I love using that ACOG scope. And Black Ops 2, Executioner is pretty useless, but I mean, you can still get gameplays with it, of course, as I've shown many times in the past, but all the other pistols, pretty good. Drop of 40 and 8 here, using mostly a Tac-45, a little bit of DSR as my secondary, with no attachments as well, because I think I was going for the camo in this one. So a little harder than usual. Still drop of 40 and 8, using mostly the Tac with the DSR as my secondary. So hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time.